there, and welcome to Wandering Works for Us. We're Shelley and Beth, a married couple living in Portugal and exploring the world one story at a time. Come wander with us as we laugh through language fails, cultural surprises, and GPS disasters, and discover just how amazing this world can be. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Wandering Works for Us. I'm Shelley.
And I'm Beth.
And today we have a special guest with us. We have our niece, Katey. Hi, Katey. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm coming to you from London this time. A little bit of a hop from Portugal, but I'm super excited to talk about our trip today. So,
yay! Katey is in college. Well, she's doing her master's degree at King's College in London, but she went on this special northern road trip with us this year. So we thought she might want to come and offer some tips and opinions, or just talk about drinking wine.
I could definitely do that. That would be great.
So last year, we were all supposed to go to Spain together, to Barcelona and Valencia, maybe Madrid and some other places. But Katey got accepted to King's College and she needed to send her passport off to get her visa. And so we had to cancel our trip. And so in its place, Beth and I did this road trip to Braga, Guimarães, and Aveiro.
And into Spain.
And into Spain, yes. And we did a podcast on that last year. So this year, Katey has come back to join us, and she wanted to see more of Northern Portugal because we have not taken her up there. So we decided we would do the road trip again and show her some of the things we saw and then do a few new things on the way.
Yes.
And the good news is on this road trip, I did not melt down.
It was all good.
I did the whole thing. Many times I did the whole thing. Because Katey, she's very inspirational when it comes to doing hard things.
Oh.
Yeah. She'll just look at you and go, that's just light work.
It's the motto, guys. We can do everything. Everything is light work.
Everything is light work. So we decided that first, though, this time we would go to Aveiro and do something we haven't done before.
We did. We went on the Molasairos boats. And it was fun.
It was fun. I thought it was going to be cheesy.
Yeah. What did you think, Katey?
It was cold and windy, but absolutely beautiful. Getting to see the town like that and going along the river. I think I complained about my hair a lot, which is very Gen Z of me. But I did enjoy getting to see all of the bridges with the ribbons. It was absolutely stunning. I'm so glad.
And the boats were painted so pretty.
They were. So these are boats that are used or used to be used to carry salt and seaweed. Seaweed for fertilizer, salt because it's tasty.
That's right.
And now they're just tour boats. And you see them all over Aveiro. And I was always like, this is going to be a cheesy day. But we really enjoyed it. And it's funny, in the middle of July, Aveiro was very windy and it was a little chilly. I had to put on a jacket.
It was. And also, to do the boat tour, it was not that expensive.
It was only 15 euros per person.
Yeah.
15 per person. That's not too bad. It's 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, or something.
I don't know.
And we had a guide who talked to us all the whole way about it all. And I recommend doing it now that we've done it.
Would you do it again?
I would. I think it's actually really cute. It'd be a good little romantic trip. If they're going through Portugal as like a little honeymoon or anniversary, it'd be really nice. Kind of sit on the edge of a boat, see all the pretty sights.
Did you really enjoy about Aveiro? We've been there several times. We almost moved there. We were up for living there because it was just so beautiful. But as a first-time visitor, Katey, what did you think?
I thought it was adorable. It's very bright and very colorful, which I really enjoyed. I think I mentioned to you guys that it was the most colorful town in Portugal that I had been to. I appreciated, especially with all of the ribbons on the bridge, and then there's this little mall shopping district area that runs parallel to the river that we took the boat down, and at the top of it were a bunch of tiny little colorful fans that casted a very pretty hue onto the walkway. And it created this very lively environment. And also we got really lucky with the weather. I think it would like being kind of cool and breezy. So the whole adventure was just super enjoyable.
And what did you think about ovos moles?
The egg custard piece?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to try it because you always have to try the local cuisine, whatever it is. That's just a part of traveling. That being said, was not a fan. It was basically like, it's like an egg custard, but it wasn't even sweet. It was basically like eating raw egg yolk and like what seemed to be like a styrofoam pastry.
That's exactly how we describe
That's
it.
exactly how we describe it. And people love them.
Except
but
I think we said it. I said it was too sweet because I think it's only just egg yolk and sugar, and that's the only thing that's in it.
yeah.
But it doesn't have any flavor. It's like it doesn't have vanilla or anything to kind of give it a little boost.
And that pastry thing is kind of like styrofoam or what you said,
is.
it was like a communion wafer.
That's what I call it, like a communion wafer. Yeah.
With the styrofoam like covering, it like when you bite into it, you expect your like teeth to be able to cut through it, but it can't. And so it kind of bursts instead. And on top of that, it was really messy to eat because it just kind of went everywhere. You gotta try it. You have to. Just for the sake of doing it.
We're pastel de nata all the way team.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
No, I think I went that entire trip without having a pastel de nata.
We did you wrong.
We failed.
What happened?
I don't know, but I think we have to take some to London week after
Okay,
next.
we'll bring you.
There is a pastel de nata place in London. We can go. But you know what was really good in Navarro? That apple tart that I had at the same cafe.
Oh, yeah.
That was really yummy. I devoured that quite quickly.
Yeah.
That was good.
Love Portugal and its pastries.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, Aveiro? We only spent the day there. We left.
Yeah, not even the whole day.
Yeah, we left about midday, and we only spent a few hours because we were driving to Braga. Yeah.
We had a great lunch.
Where did we have lunch?
At
Did we have lunch?
our friend Alda,
Yes.
who also does our hair and nails.
Alda.
Hi, Alda, if you're listening. She recommended it sounds a little bizarre, but it's Brazilian meat, like on a skewer.
Like barbecue.
Yeah, like barbecue. And sushi.
And oh my God.
And the sushi was so good. I mean,
It
so
was so good.
We have trouble finding really good sushi here, and we really liked that sushi.
It's called Espetos do Sol.
And it is in the residential area where people live. You would never, I don't think, just trip on it unless you just happen to be staying out that way or something. But it was well worth the trip.
It was one of the first restaurants that I added on Belly after I joined the dining app that's like invite only. If you're on Belly and listening to this, you should follow Shelly and Beth. They do have an account, and you can see what they eat
At Wondering
and
Works
how they
for Us.
rank it. On Wondering Works for Us. I didn't know if it was the same handle, but yeah. And so I think it's still in my like top 10 restaurants, and I've ranked over like 120 restaurants now.
Wow.
And Espeto do Sol it's still up there. It was good.
It was really good. And it was two of my favorite things, barbecue and sushi at the same restaurant.
I know.
I mean, it was like heaven.
They have menu items, combination things you can order where you get some sushi and you get some of the barbecue, and the portions are more reasonable. And yeah.
Yeah, we were able to share a barbecue thing between the three of us and some sushi. So
Yeah, and I
It was
think it
easy
was
to do.
meant for two. Is that what it was? And we easily shared it.
easily.
We still overate. There was so like they came around for like a third serving, and we were like, no, we can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But you know what we had room for? That pineapple with cinnamon.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah, we did.
That was yummy.
Here's our two things about Aveiro this time. Do the boat tour and go to Espetos do Sol.
Yes.
And have that.
That was really good. That was worth the trip.
That was. So after we left Aveiro, we headed northeast and we went to Braga, which is one of our favorite cities.
It is indeed.
We love it. And it's funny because I was thinking today, I was like, what do we love about Braga so much that we always want to go back?
Even if it's hot, we go
Even if
back.
it's hot. And I think it's more like it's the food and the vibe.
Yes.
You said, what's the reason? And my brain went vibes. You
Vibe.
walk in there, it's like taking a deep breath. You're like, like this is just nice. It's a small town feel, but there's still a lot of things to do.
A lot.
It's a good mixture of both.
Yes.
And we, in general, really like the food in the north of Portugal.
Yes.
Who was it that described the difference to us?
So I asked my friend Joao, the bartender across the street. We were having dinner at a really nice restaurant in Peniche, and I asked him, I said, but why is the food up north so much better than it is here? I said, it has more flavor, and I don't understand why. And he said, well, down here, a lot of times, especially during the summer, they will change the food for tourists because a lot of Americans and Canadians are coming over. And even though they have Portuguese heritage, or even those that don't have Portuguese heritage, they change it so that it's not, I guess, as flavorful. It's, I don't know. He said, but up north, they will not change their food for anybody. So it always tastes better. I don't know, if there's a lot of truth to that. I can tell you that in smaller restaurants and family-owned restaurants, I'm sure that is true. I don't know. It's like the combinations of things that they put together just taste so much better.
Yeah.
I will say the only difference that I could really tell from like my last trip and this trip, and granted they're a year apart, we're actually almost exactly a year from when I came to visit you last year. The food up north had a lot more salt. Like, this is probably like TMI for your podcasters, but if they're interested, I got back from Portugal and I had like a really bad like bloat for like 3 or 4 days. And it wasn't like uncomfortable, but I think it was just because I consumed so much more salt than I normally do because we were there for so long. No regrets because it was all delicious. Would do it again. I think that also plays like a really big role because it brings out, like you said, all of those flavors. And we ate really well on this trip, just generally.
We did. We ate really well.
We did eat very well.
So while we're in Braga, I talked Katey into doing something that I've always wanted to do. We climbed the steps.
I don't think you talked me into anything.
I didn't. I was like, I want to do this. She's like, okay. Climbed the steps of the Bom Jesus du Monte Church.
Which we are going to do again when my knee is fixed.
When you have a new knee?
Yes.
Okay. 583 steps. I struggled. Katey flew up like an angel. I don't know.
Like she had wings on her feet.
Now, granted, she's training for a half marathon, so, and she's 23 years old.
And we're not.
I'm 30 years older than her, so.
I honestly think you didn't do too badly. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. We still made it to the top in like less than 20 minutes. It was quick.
Do you think it was? I was thinking it was more like 45, but
we stopped to take pictures, obviously. Like we stopped at the bottom and then like on the way up. The actual climbing time was closer to probably like 20 minutes. It was not very long.
No, I mean, I'm kind of proud of myself in the sense that when we stopped, it was to take pictures. I mean, I did have to catch my breath for a minute, but it didn't take long,
No.
And that first stretch is kind of a gradual uphill with some steps, and then a gradual uphill with some steps, and then you switch back and you do it again. And then when you get to the other steps, they're a little bit steeper, and they didn't get super steep into the end. And then my legs were about to give out on that last last flight of steps. I was like, oh my God. But they were steep, and I had to, get up them. But I'm so proud of myself.
You did excellent. I was cheering you on the whole way.
She was.
And for our listeners, there is a funicular that you can go up the hill on. You don't have to climb the steps. Or you can drive all the way up to Bom Jesus.
Yeah, the last time we drove all the way up.
Yeah.
And just got out and walked around and saw the church and the grounds.
But you don't get to see all the beautiful stations of the cross that are going up. And they're like on every landing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a bunch of steps and a landing and a bunch of steps and a landing, and it goes all the way up. And so you don't get to see any of that unless you go up the steps.
And then there's these special fountains on the way up. I don't know what the names of them are, but it's a nice walk, the first part of it anyway, because you're in the shade. And we went in the morning, so we weren't going to kill ourselves in the afternoon heat. That part was in the shade, and then once you get to the main crisscross, or I guess you call them crisscross, switchback steps that go up, then you're in the sun. But we went early. It wasn't crowded.
Imagine doing that on your knees.
That does not sound fun.
No.
Some people do it on their knees as a pilgrimage.
We didn't see anybody doing it.
People were running it, like actively running up 500 flights of stairs. And I was like, not flights, but steps. And I'm like, I run, I do the Stairmaster, still could not be me. There's not enough in the world. I got up the steps okay, but steps win to everybody. It's the body mechanism that you do when you climb stairs. Like, you can get better at it, but you're never going to be amazing at it. It's just like physically impossible. And when you get to the top, you're like, okay, like just take a deep breath, take in the view, and then you see this other guy running the steps that you just like spent 20 minutes trying to climb. And you're like, oh, okay, that's good for you, I guess.
Love that for you.
Love that for you. Could not be me. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this beautiful view, because when you do get to the top, you just have the whole cityscape, and it was, oh my gosh, it was stunning. It was 100% worth the climb.
Yeah. We briefly went inside the church because I told her she needed to see the altar at least.
Yeah.
Area. And then we went up and we saw the waterfall that's there beside it.
Yeah, it's like a little grotto
Yes.
thing. And if you want to know more about all of that up there, go to our other podcast about this. We won't go into it now because they didn't do it all, but we pretty much
did
detailed
everything
it
up there.
all when we went the first time.
It's in the blog post too.
Yeah.
And then for the next 20 to 30 minutes, I got a cup of coffee. She got a soda, and we sat out and just looked at the cityscape. We just sat out on a park bench and talked and just enjoyed it.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a core memory from that trip. I love a cityscape. I can just sit and I can look forever, but it's even better when you have company and great conversation. So like that one's in there forever.
I feel so special. The other church that we went to visit that we did not visit last time was the Sameiro Church, Our Lady of Sameiro. And you drive up past Bom Jesus and go around a few corners, and then it's up on top of the hill. And it is less known for some reason.
And incredible.
Do we have any reason why people don't know about this church?
Well, I think people who are hitting the highlights, they go to Bom Jesus, but they got other places to be and things to do, and they don't go on to that.
Yeah, there were no tour groups up there, were there?
No, I don't think so.
I think part of it is like at the Bom Jesus Church was you have the view from the bottom and the top. Like when you're looking up at the stairs, it's a sight to behold. It looks absolutely stunning because it has the backdrop of the trees. And then when you turn around, you can see everything of the city beyond. And then the church itself is something that's very unique that you don't see very often. However, the Sameiro Church just kind of sat on top of the hill. On the outside, it was a little bit less like Gothic, and it looked more traditional with the white plaster. So it's not something that you'd go like, oh, that's really interesting and like really cool, I'm gonna go check it out. But I think we went because I did the research on Braga, and I was like, there's this other church up on the hill that looks really cool on the inside, and we're like, yeah, let's check it out.
And Alda had also told us.
And so the views from up there were incredible too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different vibe, but it was I think it was beautiful.
So
it was more, it felt more religious to me today, and less touristy.
It felt like that, like more modern church, because remember when we were trying to find the crypt, because it's supposed to have a really cool crypt. That's also why I wanted to go. We found this whole place under the big main church that looked like it looked like a mega church. Like it was massive, very modern. It didn't have like a lot of the older pieces that we see in traditional churches. And that was really interesting because I don't think I've been to a historical church that had like another modern church under it.
Yeah. And I've got to look that up and see what they use that for.
I'm thinking it might be for like large Easter services or major holiday services, major masses that they do instead, because not everybody's going to fit the main church.
Well, that's true.
But, Braga has more churches per capita in their city than anywhere else.
In Portugal, yeah.
So there's always a church to see.
And I think in general, more people go to Mass there than they do in the rest of Portugal.
In the rest of Portugal. That's true.
Yeah. There is a Palacio do Raio. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
I love that building. I photographed it. I came back with 25 photos of the outside of it, but we didn't go in it last time. And you and Katey went when I was taking a rest day for my knee.
Yeah, we had read somewhere that the inside wasn't something we would be interested in. It's a modern art, I think you would call that.
Yeah,
contemporary art.
It's a small contemporary art museum. Yeah.
Yes, and so I was not, that interested in seeing it. But Katey wanted to see it, and we were out exploring the town that day without you. And so we decided to go in. It was like €3 to get inside. And the outside of that building is stunning. And then Katey showed us some pictures of the inside of it. So we're like, yeah, we'll go. And that's the best part is the
Stairs.
of the inside because the modern art was a little odd. You could describe it.
Yeah. Well, what was so funny, it was like you walk in and you pay for your tickets or whatever, and then you see the sign like immediately when you walk in. It's like, please, like, don't take pictures, da 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 da. And then I think we spent like 20 minutes on the staircase, which is just it's covered for like reference. It's covered in these like amazing blue tiles that you like see on the outside, but it's also on the inside, going both ways up the stairs. And we just spent like 20 minutes like taking photos of
I think
the staircase and the two.
I am not a photographer. Katey needs her Instagram photo taken. And so I'm just snapping. And she's like, no. We'll do it again.
Do it from this angle. Use like 0.7 magnification.
I'm like, the sun says we shouldn't be taking photos. Nobody stopped us. We were the only ones in there, too. Nobody else was in that museum.
Well, I'm going to go just to see the tile and the inside of the building now.
The inside of the building was beautiful. The staircase was beautiful. They had frescoes on the ceiling that were amazing. I just did a post about this the other day. But the art itself, yeah, I got no comment on that.
Well, roughly how many pieces do they have?
Not a lot.
No, I mean, 100?
The rooms were it was more than 100. It's probably closer to 2. I mean, it's a bottom floor and a top floor. But like Shelly said, like if you're going to go inside, it's worth going to see like the paintings and the frescoes and the tile that's built into the building itself, not just like to see the modern art. It's not as, I don't know, we didn't pay attention. We made fun of a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah, we kind of did.
We were laughing.
There's one room you go in and it's nothing but portraits of, I think, people that had either lived there or they were supporting the place in some way.
Uh-huh.
And it's, a wall, and it wasn't like, one portrait beside one portrait. It was like a checkerboard Zoom screen of portraits. Oh. And some of them were kind of creepy. And, you're looking at, and then you go into the next one and they would have these really just odd statues that somebody had crafted out of ceramic. And it was just, I don't know. It wasn't my thing, so it's hard for me not to make fun of it.
Right.
Somebody spent a lot of time on this art and we're like, yeah, no.
Apologies to all the modern art lovers out there.
I'm a Renaissance girl. I'm sorry.
They had some pretty antique pieces, if I recall correctly. Because it is like, it's based off like a house. So they had some like interesting little gadgets and stuff. But in all honesty, I don't remember anything about what was actually in that museum. It's mostly just us cackling and it going through the hallways.
And it was an excellent place to cool off because it was air conditioned and it was so hot.
It really was.
We also had some excellent food at a place called Taberna, Londrina.
Londrina, yeah.
Londrina.
We were looking for Francesinhas.
That's right. So Katey could have one.
Yes, because Katey had one last time she was here, and she had it down at our restaurant at Sacarcolas, where João is from Porto, and he makes them there. And those were the best that I've had. But this one at the Londrina, that was really good. Sorry, João.
You had the chicken one, right?
I had the chicken one. You had, I think, the steak or the veal. I can't remember which. But, yeah, you had more choices of what you could put on the sandwich. Right. Than we've seen in other places. And now that I've done some research, this is a franchise. They've got these Taberna Londrinas all over Portugal. And I think there actually might be one in London. So you might want to check that out.
Let me just pull up my Belly account really quick.
But I liked, even if we hadn't gone there, if you don't go there for a Francesinha, I think their food is probably good.
We don't know. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
We just had the Francesinha.
Because I liked...
But I think that's what they specialize in.
I liked the atmosphere, and our service was good.
I'd do it again. I'd go again.
There's not one in London, but there's one in France and in Luxembourg, if anyone is interested and close to those locations.
So if you're not in Portugal and you're craving a Francesinha while you're there. But it's fun because, there's a lot of Portuguese in France and in Luxembourg. So
Yes,
That makes
that's
sense.
true.
But no, that was really good. I ate that entire thing. And I get the half or the full? I don't even remember. But it filled up this whole plate. It was gone in like 10 minutes.
I think you got a
I
half and we got the full, but we split the
We
full.
split it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could each have a piece of everybody's, but that's what we did. Because one of
That-
those
that
things
was-
is too big.
It's really big.
We also had some of our favorite beer here in Portugal
At
at the Letraria.
Yes, they're actually based in Braga, so of course we needed to pop in there and have a cold beer on a hot afternoon.
Yes, the Letra beer.
And that's right next to the cathedral, which we did not see this time, but we highly recommend you go.
We do.
Get the full tour.
When we were walking past it, because you and I spent that day just kind of exploring the city, like we saw the gardens and we did the mercado and we just kind of walked around and we walked past the church, but the power was out.
The power was out on that.
And
That's
most
when
of the town.
And I was like, oh my gosh, if the power is out in this town, everybody's gonna fry.
Yeah, and you texted me and I said, nope,
No,
sitting here in our Airbnb and air conditioning.
it was just that. It was just that corner, I think, because some people were trying to get in and they wouldn't let them in because the power was out.
Yeah.
So that got skipped, but I highly recommend people go and take the full tour because you get to see all the mummies and stuff too.
Yes. It was a really interesting tour. Also, people are going to think all we did was eat.
Because the food is so good.
But we went to one place twice. It's called Brunch, remember?
Oh, yeah. It was this was after Bon Dia, the first day, right? Oh, Bon Jesus, sorry, the first day. And I was like, I could use brunch because I thrive on brunch. Brunch is the best meal of the day and nobody can argue with me on it. And so I pulled out my little phone and I was like, find me brunch. And luckily there was this place right by our Airbnb that got amazing reviews. And so we went down and honestly, it made the trip. You know what they had? Iced coffee. You know
Yes,
how hard it is to find iced coffee? It was so good. It was so good we went back again like 2 days later.
We did, and it's owned by two sisters. They just do an incredible job with the menu, with the service. They have fresh blueberries when it's in season from their grandmother's farm. In fact, we bought some blueberry jam that they were selling. They were lovely.
They were.
Yeah, we highly recommend it.
Oh my gosh, you know what you had that I was so surprised that they had? Pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
It was like US pancakes, which I was so surprised. I almost got them, but the avocado toast went out in the end. I mean, like, if you're in Braga and you're craving some, like, Western American brunch, go to brunch at Rua do Restauração at 210.
It's on the Belly account, or you can find them on Google. They have 5-star reviews.
Anything else about Braga, Katey?
It was really nice to just kind of go explore. I remember I was training at the time. I'm still training, but I was running the mornings that we were there, and I found this really cute path that leads along the southern part of the city. It's about 2 miles long. So if you want to go for like a cute little walk in the morning, it has this cute little path that's completely paved and even like crosses this little creek. So it's really easy to go explore. And the Braga itself was not nearly as big as I expected. It's very easy to get around. You could walk that entire city.
It was very easy.
It is hilly though.
All right, while we were in Braga, one of our followers on our Facebook recommended that we go visit the Barcelos market, which is on Thursdays, and we couldn't. So, hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
She's one of our followers, Karen Alvis, and she said, you got to come on Thursday and see our market in Barcelos. And we're like, oh, yeah. And then we remembered we were going to be in the Douro on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so we went on Tuesday to see Barcelos, and we spent a few hours there because it was 95 degrees.
I thought we went on Monday because everything was closed.
I think it was. We did go on a Monday. We decided to go because we just wanted a place to go.
Yeah.
We went on a Monday. Well, not everything was closed, but we got to see a main church in town. We got to climb the tower. More steps.
We got to see, they're famous, of course, for their roosters, and they have lots of them around town.
Yes, they're Gallo, the rooster, which there is a wonderful story about him and bringing luck.
Yes.
Y'all will have to look that up, or I'll put it in the show notes. I'm not going to tell the story because I don't know all of it, to be
Yeah.
honest. But yeah, they have these beautiful roosters all over town. We got our pictures made with that. And then they have a medieval bridge that was a bit
Medieval.
underwhelming. But they had a beautiful ruined castle in town that Katey and I went through and checked out.
And it's also a through point hiking.
Communion.
Communion. I'm not sure which trail is the
I
name
think the
of.
one that goes to Santiago, I think,
Oh,
but
is
I'm
it?
not certain. Yeah, but yeah, they had a hiking trail, or the throughway there where you stopped and you had beer while we were off in the heat, looking at castles.
Yes.
We
resting-
joined her for a drink after.
We
That's
did.
right.
We didn't spend a great deal of time there, but I would go back when it's cooler because they do have a ceramic museum there that's supposed to be really great.
And is that the one where they had all the displays up all around the parking lot?
Yes.
Isn't that where that was? All the different organizations in town and groups and things. They had these.
It was structured like the front of a building. Like it was a wooden structure that looked like the front of a building, or was modeled after it at least. And then it was covered in like really bright decorations. And somewhere in the middle it like said like what it was supposed to represent. Because there was a couple of them were like, oh, this looks like the name of an actual town that like may have, I don't know, donated money or built this or whatever. But it almost seemed like very festival.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they were up for their festa. So I would call that a really nice sort of half-day side trip if you're in Braga.
Yes, I think what
was.
impressed Katey the most was the shopping area.
Yes.
They did have some great shops there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like you have like the main area with like the really pretty the circular church that we saw that I can't remember the name of at this current moment. But it was across from the hospital. And then if you go southwest, there's a road that runs diagonal to the river and it's just lined with shops. And Beth and I found this one shop that was so cute. Everything, we walked around for like 10 minutes going, oh my God, I love this. Oh, I love this too. Like, I would buy this if I had funds. Well, me more so if I had funds. But, oh my gosh, yes, it was a great time. I even got a little bow because I lost mine in Aveiro. It got blown off the boat, I think, or dropped somewhere. Honestly, if you're gonna do like a little like half-day shopping trip, I would go check out Barcelos. It was fun. It was fun. They had a bunch of little boutiques too. Like it wasn't just like normal stores. It was like I don't know if like family owned, but definitely smaller with a more limited selection.
Yeah.
I like stores like that. I think they're fun.
After Braga, we decided that we would go spend a little bit of time in Guimarães because I wanted to see the castle. And Katey hadn't been there either, and it's a really cute town. It's the birthplace of Portugal. Before we moved on and went into the Douro Valley, because we were going to spend 2 days in the Douro
Yes.
drinking wine, because that's what we do.
I
So
love Guimarães. I think I told you, I was like, if I was going to move to Portugal and live in a town, I would probably live in Guimarães. The vibes, immaculate, honestly. It's cute little town, but also like a little bit spread out. The historical district that we walked through was so adorable. I loved it. It was so cute. And the castle was fun too. We love a little bit of history in there.
the castle was okay. I will say that it's one of those things that's on everybody's list when you go to Guimarães to see the castle, because that's where the first king of Portugal was born, apparently. And it is in ruins, and you have to pay, I can't remember how much we paid to get in. We were there less than an hour. Katey and I walked up some more steps and walked around the outside of the castle. It did not take long.
Right.
And then we were off to do other fun things in the village. But that and the House of Dukes, which Katey didn't see this time, we saw last time. You can buy tickets together for that.
Right. And the House of Dukes was incredible.
Yes, I would highly recommend people go see that.
Yeah.
I wasn't up for it this trip. Like, when did we get to drink the wine?
The next day, we got to drink
The
the
next
wine.
day.
Yeah.
But then we went down the hill from the castle. We went into the main square, which Katey absolutely loved. We had some lunch. We walked around one of the oldest streets in Portugal. She's right. it has a great vibe.
It does.
It feels a small town there, and you can just sit out there for hours and watch people and just chill. And there's a beautiful church. I recommend Guimarães definitely. And we have a whole other podcast about Guimarães, so
We
we won't
do.
do too much here. But is there anything you wanted to highly recommend to people?
Like you said, we didn't spend that long there. I really enjoyed when we were all just kind of chilling in the town square. Like, it was right outside the main church, and like Beth ordered some lunch and we got gelato, and it was just nice breeze, little stroll. Oh, it was stunning. Yeah, I like go definitely.
Yeah.
And then we headed to Peso de Regua to spend the next few days in the Douro Valley.
2 nights and 3 days.
I gotta tell you, the Douro Valley is probably my number one place in Portugal.
I really love it.
And I can't really explain to you why, because there are other places that are really cute and fun to be in. And there's not much to do in the Douro Valley except to drink wine.
Yeah, but that's not just it. It's also because it is
It is
so
beautiful.
beautiful. And the river is there and the vines terraced. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's just kind of unlike anything we've seen. What do you think, Katey?
I think part of the reason it was so just like you said, it's like a favorite, but it's like kind of hard to describe like how much it's a favorite or like why it's a favorite. For me, I think it was like that sense of like contentment when you're driving through. Like, we had the windows rolled down. We were just like watching the hills as they passed by, the beautiful vineyards that we could see that were all like sat up on the hill. Like, it gives a sense of like peace and quiet, and it makes you feel like life has slowed down a little bit and you can take a deep breath. I don't know. I would say if I was going to give a reason as to why it was one of my favorites, because like Guimarães and then the Douro were definitely the top for me on this trip. But that's probably why, because of the feeling it gave me as we were going through.
I think that's what it is. And it reminds me in a sense of the mountains of North Carolina, except it's no trees and it's very sunny. But it's that winding river of peace into this place where you have all of these lush grapevines. And it just, I don't know, it just feels so good.
It does.
To be there.
And the road that you should drive if you want to do a really pretty drive like we did is called the N222. And it literally winds adjacent to the river almost all the way through the Douro Valley.
Yeah, and we drove it all the way to Pinhã, which was not that far, maybe 30 minutes tops.
Yeah.
And you get to see where the dam is, and you get to see the boats kind of go through the locks in the dam, and you can there's places to pull off and take pictures. And of course, if you're visiting Quinta to do some wine tasting, you can just sit out, on their terrace, and you just look at the view. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And we were supposed to do there is a historic train in the Douro Valley that goes basically along the road we were talking about. And it only operates from, I think, May through October. And it operates on the weekends and it operates on some Wednesdays. And it just so happened to be the Wednesday when we were there. But then they're doing work on the tracks in that area because it's quite old. And unfortunately, they canceled our day.
Bastards.
Yeah. But Shelley and I are going back for 4 days in October for our anniversary.
Yes.
And you're going back?
Yeah. And so I think we've got to talk about it. We might extend that trip by 1 night, so that we can do the train tour on that Saturday instead of coming back on Friday. So
I think that sounds great.
We got to talk about it, but we might try to get that in before it's over for the year.
Yeah, in October it'll be a different scene because all the grapes will be off vines by then and they'll be changing colors. So it's almost like going to see the fall color in the mountains.
Yeah.
But you're seeing them on the vines.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're hoping to hit it at just, as we would say in North Carolina, at peak when the colors are the best.
We'll see, yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I love being there.
And we stayed in Peso de Regua, which is kind of sort of it's the beginning of the Douro Valley. That's where it sort of starts. The Douro
Right.
part where isn't that where the port's made? Yeah. In the port area.
Well,
Where the grapes are grown for port.
yes. I mean, it's kind of throughout some of the valley, but
It's from there onward because
yes, from
before
there
then,
onward,
yeah,
yes.
you can get
From
some
there
great
east.
yeah, Dow wines and things like that. But I think that's where the port wine grape things.
Oh, starts, yeah.
Yeah.
And the DOC region.
Yes.
Yes.
And we stayed in an Airbnb in that area and it was kind of cool, but the only thing I didn't like about where we stayed is we were up the hill so we had to drive down into town if we were going out to eat.
Yeah.
And they have some great restaurants down there, some better than others. But, if we wanted to drink a lot of wine, we need to find a taxi to get down.
Yeah. So we'd plan that differently.
I think we would stay a little lower, closer to the river if we could. But other than that place was great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the next day, we did one of my favorite things of the whole trip. We went to Quinta de Pôpa.
This was a good day.
This was an excellent day.
It was really a good quinta to go to. And I had arranged ahead of time for us to have a picnic lunch that they will do. So when we got there, we had a picnic lunch and a bottle of wine. And then after that, we did the tour of their facilities and did the tasting.
Mm-hmm.
But the picnic, we got to sit on their, I'm going to call it a terrace.
Yeah, it was like an outdoor terrace area.
And they're high up enough that, I mean, they're very high up. And so you're looking out over all the grapevines and down to the what?
Well, when you said they were very high up, I suddenly remembered the drive up.
Yes. Shelly was panicking this entire drive up the mountain. Like, she was like looking out her window like, oh my god, please don't fall off the mountain. And Beth the whole time is just like, no, I've got this. Calm down. We're gonna be okay.
It's fine.
It was steep, but it didn't feel unsafe. I was like, people do this every day. We'll be okay. And if we fall off the mountain, what are we gonna do about it? Literally nothing. So it's fine.
I grew up in the Smoky Mountains, so I'm used to driving like that, Oh,
so it made me so nervous.
I know.
But that's what she started laughing, so I suddenly remembered we were trying to get up there. My hands were sweating when we got out. I was like, I need a glass of wine.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of wine, and then it was much better coming down.
Yes, I did drink a lot of wine at the Pôpa.
But back to the view, the vines, you can see hills everywhere. You can see down to the river. It was one of the most beautiful views I've seen in the Douro.
And so on that trip, we got wine with our lunch. Then we went to the tour and we tasted 5 wines, 5 very good wines and a port.
With a heavy pour. It was a heavy pour for each of those wines.
Heavy pour for tasting.
Yes.
With a port. And then, no, I don't think we got any more than that. Well, I think they brought us a little extra too at one point.
Yeah.
We had a lot of wine.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have as much wine.
No, because you were driving us back down that mountain.
I was driving, but
Katey and I had a lot of wine.
And they had very sweet dogs.
Oh, yes, the dogs.
We loved.
Yeah, it's a very dog-friendly, very animal-friendly place to go. And they're one of the smaller vineyards. They don't compete with like Sandeman and the bigger ones, Taylor's and Barreira is even huge. But this one was a smaller place. And we'd had their wine before and didn't realize it at the Sacarolas.
We had.
And we liked it. And so now we got to, go there and visit. And it was really great.
The bigger ones are fun to visit, and we've been to some of them because they are fancier and
they were on our Douro Valley wine tour that we were taking. We were in a tour group this time. This time we chose our own places to go. And
I recommend finding the smaller ones that are family owned still. The service is just impeccable, and it was really a good day.
It was a good day.
Well, speaking of family owned, they had a really interesting history. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it the bastard son of a man who was previously really wealthy in the area? And he had to move out of the country to France, where he got married to his wife. And then they moved back to Portugal when they bought the vineyard. And he basically it wasn't, no, maybe it was his grandfather who was like the super rich man. And then his dad got like nothing. And then he like built this winery from the ground up as an homage to his dad. Like, you supported me through life, like you helped me do the X, Y, and Z. And they even created a wine in his name that was so good. The best wine we had on that tasting. I mean, it's like €68 a bottle, but you know what? I'd pay it. I would. Yes. I considered buying it when we were there. But it was a really sweet story. And so they had like everybody in the family working there. I think his son and his daughter were the ones currently running the business. Like the daughter taking care of like the business side, and then the son was running more of the wine production. But it was really cute.
It was lovely. And our picnic was really good.
Yes.
We enjoyed the food.
Simple food.
Yeah. We highly recommend.
Do it.
Quinta de Pôpa.
I was gone by the end of that trip.
Yeah.
I was not of this world anymore.
She took a series of selfies that were like so beautiful and enjoyable to crying in the backseat of the car. Within like 20 minutes?
I looked at Shelley and said, "Oh my God, we got our niece drunk."
She's of age.
In my defense, I didn't realize how much alcohol we were consuming throughout that day. Like you said, we had a bottle of wine with lunch, and we split between 3 people. So I didn't have a full 2 glasses, but like 1.5 with lunch. And then the wine tasting, I probably had at least like combined 3 full glasses of wine with how much they gave us.
Yes.
So I was probably almost a bottle of wine into that vineyard, like into that trip, within like 2.5 hours.
Plus the port at the end.
The port at the end was very strong.
Very high ABV. So
it was my first experience having to be helped to the car because the crowd was moving.
It was great.
So good. And I will say the quality of the wine had to be much better. Like Quinta de Pôpa does it right, because I normally get sick when I drink too much wines, but they're very organic in their processes. And so like, I didn't even get sick. I didn't feel bad at all. I think I took a nap that afternoon and then woke up and was ready to go to dinner. So just like the quality of the wine, the view, the vineyard itself, the dogs, like just go. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. And also while we were there, we went to Pinhão. Pinhão is kind of one of the main towns along the Douro that people go to. It's where a lot of the boat tours launch from, the sort of historical boats that go up and down the river. There is a beautiful train station there, good food, and we managed to find the restaurant where we had gone on our very first tour through the Douro. Mm-hmm. And ate there again because we remembered that the food was good. And did you like it this time?
I did. I liked it this time. I will say, the first time we did it, we were with a large group of people, and they serve it family style, and you get, 3 or 4 different courses with it?
4.
And we also had a lot of wine during that lunch with the big group. And so I ate more, and I thought that the food was really good then. This time I didn't drink as much wine. I think I had just a little bit, just to taste with the meal, but I didn't really want any wine after the day before. So it was good. I would say it's better than a lot of the restaurants that I've had around here, but it's still not, Braga's still the best.
What was the dish that we had before the lamb?
The veal?
Yeah, it might have been
the veal stew.
Maybe that was it.
Because it was like the sausage and then like the really dark meat, which I think was veal. And then like the lamb stew and like the red sauce, and then it was the bean stew.
Oh, yes.
So, and dessert.
And dessert. So I think must have been the veal that I liked so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was really good. I'll put the name of the restaurant in the show notes.
I think it was pork because it came on like ribs. It was like
we did have ribs too.
Oh, very good. Mm-hmm. It was that I liked the best.
That one was really good with the rice.
Yes,
it was that one, and then the one immediately after with the lamb. That was really good. Both of those on a bed of rice. Delicious.
Yeah. Those were
Fantastic.
good.
The thing about Pinhão is they always stop there because that's where the boats are and they'll give people a break. And the prettiest part, I would say, of Pinhão, besides the river, of course, is the train station tiles because they tell the story of the vineyards and picking the wine.
Of the harvest.
And then the rest of it is
Anticlimactic.
yes.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
It's good as a base for stay, mate, because there's some hotels in that area, and you can
Right.
stay there and then go off to the quintas and other places because
Yeah. And also I will say this about it, because it is a little more popular as a place to stop or as a base, because people do that, you probably have a better chance of hiring kind of on the fly a taxi or
Yeah.
Uber or something to maybe take you out to a quinta, kind
Yeah.
of thing, if you didn't plan it ahead of time.
there were no Ubers out there, but they're taxis, but
Yeah.
there were no Ubers.
I'm sure if we asked the people at Quinta de Pôpa, they could have called us a taxi. Like, that cannot be uncommon.
No.
Oh no.
Anything else about this area that you want to talk about?
Can't wait to go back.
Can't wait to go back.
I am already looking at places for next year, guys. I'm already like, okay, where are we going? I've updated my map on Google Maps. And I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I'm missing like this stretch of Portugal. You know what I realized? I put everything in the map and I was like, I've covered a lot of this country. That's awesome. But if we had stopped in, I think, Visu, like we were supposed to, I would have been able to mark like that middle section because we cut right through it. And I'm like, we should have stopped there so I could put like my little dot and say that I went. And then I would only have the bottom, like, eastern half of Portugal to hit, and that would have been it. And I would have, like, basically seen the whole country.
Now, you haven't seen a shisht village yet, have you?
No.
No. So we got to cover, and we have a great podcast and blog post on shisht villages that we did last year.
Yeah, we did that last year. I like that very much too. It's a very peaceful kind of thing. The only thing that would make those better is like the Douro Valley running through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I want to stay in a schist village and close to a quinta.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're really nice, and we haven't done a great deal on the east border, close to Spain.
Yeah,
So
and there are
we tried it
places
once.
we want to go.
Yeah, your knees were.
Next year.
So next year we're gonna do the eastern border and then maybe creep into the Algarve because she hasn't done the Algarve yet.
Yes.
And we haven't spent a great deal at the time of the Algarve.
No.
Now, granted, I prefer to do it
Not in
tourist
summer.
season, not in August. So when you
I
get
can try
your
to plan
job-
accordingly.
Yes, when you get your job, and preferably it be an online job so you can be like, well, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, but I'll, work remotely. We can plan it in like, I don't know, May instead of August. That would be great.
Yes.
It's a goal.
So, if anybody out there is hiring for human resources,
International.
Generalist, international, anything that's human resource generalist, international, specialist, people operations coordinator, like anything like that, I am qualified and I am willing. Please contact me.
yes, hit us up. I'll put her contact information in the show notes if she wants me to.
Like, I'm knowledgeable, I'm a quick learner, and I'm so open to learning new languages and policies.
Well, is there anything that like surprised you the most on this trip, or anything that surprised you at all?
Well,
We were not surprised.
we've kind of done all of it before. Not all the things we did, but we've been in that area before. So I wasn't surprised at how much I loved it and how good the food was, how good the wine was. I would have been if I hadn't been there.
I think I was surprised about how much I really loved the Douro Valley. Now, we'd been there a couple of times on tours, and yeah, it was great fun, and we drank a lot of wine on those tours. But just being there and spending time there, I realized how much I really love that area. Just driving through, just seeing all the vineyards. Oh,
Yeah.
we're
We're going to do it again.
gonna do it again. Anything surprise you?
It's hard to point out like something that's like really surprising. I think the most pleasant surprise on that trip was the excursion to Barcelos, because I know we discussed potentially going, but it wasn't originally in our plan. On Monday morning, after we had done Bom Jesus, we were sitting at the brunch place and we were trying to find what we were going to do that day. And we realized most of things in Braga were closed because it was Monday. And I looked over at Barcelos because you guys mentioned it. We're like, oh, like everything is open in Barcelos. Let's just like go over there. And so it was a very impromptu kind of like, oh, like, you know, side quest, let's do it. And then we had a lot of fun and it was really educational and it was super cute. So that was probably like the most like just pleasant, like, oh, this is great. I'm so happy right now.
We were so spontaneous.
We were so spontaneous.
Which we recommend.
That's
Yes.
what we did. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about this trip or tell people that, you know, they should do or not do?
Go to Quinta do Pôpa
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
for sure. They're great people. We really enjoyed it.
Explore more quintas. I want to go back to do more quintas. I can't just do the one, you know, like,
Yeah.
I gotta go do some more. Gotta do
Yeah.
some more wine tasting, guys. Come on.
A week in the Douro and we'd only see 5 quintas because we can only handle one a day.
Yeah.
Our liver would need a month to recover afterwards.
Yeah.
But how fun would that be?
Oh, it'd be so much
Oh, God.
fun. Because, you know, when you're on those Douro wine tours, they take you into the quinta, they show you around, they give you the wine, they rush you out. Let's go have lunch. Let's go do the boat tour. Let's see the other quinta. And they're trying, I mean, it's an 8 to 10 hour trip. So
Yeah.
it's long. So you get to see more quintas. But the joy, I think, of it is being able to take your time with it.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, sitting on that terrace and having the picnic lunch, and that was really, really great.
I think that was our highlight, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly. But I also like the way that we just kind of conducted this trip in general. I think for people who are traveling, particularly to Portugal where things are slower, like, don't try to plan everything in one day. We had a really nice, like, kind of setup where we'd wake up a little bit later in the morning and then I could do some work on my dissertation while you guys, like, hung out, ate breakfast, we chatted for a little bit, and then we left the Airbnb or wherever we were, like, around 11-ish for lunch. So it was never like, oh, get up, go, go, go. And it gave us so much more energy in the afternoon to then go sightseeing and then go to dinner and all those things. So I would just say, like, if you're going to plan a trip, particularly one to Portugal, like, don't try to plan everything in a day. Like, take your time, slow down, make sure you see what you want to see. You know, you don't have to hit everything. Hit the things that interest you.
And actually, that entire thing she just said is what we recommend for all travel,
Yes.
no matter where you are.
I could not have said it better.
I know.
Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
We should
I have a
have
lot
you
of
on-
traveling under my belt now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to travel again, I'm going to sit down. Like, just give me a time in a day. I'll book my flight.
Most definitely.
And happily, we are going to see Katey week after next in London.
Yes, flying to London week after next. We're going to go see Sean Hayes in his play.
Yes.
Buckingham Palace.
We're going to see
The
Buckingham
staterooms
Palace.
will be open.
So we're going to visit some new things in London. And
We're going to go eat at
the Shoom.
Dashum, which we're very excited about. It'll be a good time.
Those are the 3 things we have planned. That's
And
it.
then after that, we're going to Scotland for 2 weeks. So we'll be back with lots to say about that.
Yes.
You're going to give all the updates. I can't wait to hear it. I'll be listening.
Katey, thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Absolutely. I love reminiscing with you guys. It was such a fun trip. It was an amazing time. No words can accurately describe it.
Yeah,
Aww.
we love our niece.
We do.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I think that's it for us today. And we've already told you what we're doing next week. So I guess we will just bid you a boa tarde.
boa tarde.
Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Oh.
Cheers.
Thanks for wandering with us. If you had a laugh, learned something new, or just enjoyed the ride, be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, and I think that's it. Check out our website at www.forus, that's www.forus.com, and drop us a line at our email address at wandering@www.forus.com. We'd love to hear from you, your stories, questions, or favorite travel fails. Until next time, keep exploring, keep laughing, and remember, wandering works for us, and it just might work for you too.